Alright, so in this video, I'm going to discuss a hack to obtaining dual citizenship in one of Asia's most powerful countries. I'm talking about the passport. It's one of the most sought after passports with access at par with any of your strong Western countries, the US, Canada, etc. It doesn't get any better than that. And the idea stems from a suggestion by a metalhead biker, one of our advanced polls and chats members. In this area, we discuss insider topics and also review suggestions for future videos, callouts, and a whole lot more. Now, if you aren't a member of the advanced polls and chats, check it out using the link in the description below. The question really was, what are the citizenship options in the Asias? There are two, all right? So not a whole lot of Asian countries allow dual citizenship. Some of the Asian countries, their passports are so poor, so bad that you would not even want to get it for free, right? So some you absolutely want to avoid, almost trash options. So those are out, but then there are some hidden gems, right? Some very powerful passports like the Japanese passport, the Singaporean passport, and a bunch of other very strong passports in the Asias. Tragically, a lot of people love the Singaporean citizenship. They love the passport, the access, what the country has to offer, the flexibility, the freedom, and all of that. It's one of the best countries to be a citizen of. And unfortunately, Singapore also does not, like other Asian countries, does not allow dual citizenship. You have people forfeiting 2 or even 3 citizenships and all their passports just to get their hands on the solid, strong Singaporean passports. And there have been some recent examples of people who have done this, right? So I'm not going to discuss those options where you have to give away your passports, because today's day and age is all about gaining maximum or multiple passports. Giving away a passport or bunch of passports is not an option for a lot of people. So the two countries I'm going to discuss, one is South Korea. You heard it right. There is an interesting way where you could still obtain, this has to be worked out correctly, you could still obtain dual citizenship in South Korea. So I'm not going to talk about the citizenship through marriage. There's an alternate interesting way where this could technically be accomplished. So that's coming up towards the second half. But the first one is the citizenship by investment. There's only one program that technically offers you a citizenship in Asia through investment, and that's the Cambodian Citizenship by investment. Not a very popular program for the masses, but this is very interesting, very unique for some type of people. What kind of people? We're not going to get into that, but there are certain situations where the Cambodian passport can really be beneficial. And the deal is stiff, right? It's a heavy requirement, financial requirement, understandably. They price this at 250K, and then you add a bunch of other hefty fees on top of that. So you're looking at around 300K USD, 290 to 300K USD. And if you invest that, or if you donate that amount, or a combination of donation and those extra fees, you can obtain the Cambodian passport, which is interesting and unique. The access is extremely poor, but here we are not concerned about access. Here we're talking about use cases and scenarios where this passport can be useful. The second one now, let's jump into South Korea. And you might be wondering, well, if this does not allow dual citizenship, how is this even possible? Now, the hack that I'm going to talk about requires you to have an alternate citizenship, right? So we're talking about a dual citizenship. Now, when you look at the Argentinian citizenship, which cannot be renounced. Now, this is a hot favorite. It's fairly easy as compared to other citizenships. A lot of people, thousands and thousands of people naturalize in Argentina, and the requirement is pretty straightforward. You spend a couple of years in Argentina on the right residency, and then you can directly apply for citizenship and naturalize in Argentina. If you've missed out on the entire process, I've covered this multiple times. You can return and take a look at this video. This talks about the ways in which you can structure this and obtain your Argentinian citizenship. Now, once you become an Argentinian citizen, one of the biggest drawbacks or the positives, the way you look at it, right? A lot of people look at this as a huge positive. I'm going to use this as a positive in this circumstances. So let's say you have an Argentinian citizenship, you cannot renounce it. There's some rare circumstances, and people talk about some lawsuits where you can try and do this. It's very difficult, and let's not discuss those exceptional scenarios, but let's say it's very difficult. It's almost impossible to renounce your Argentinian citizenship. Now, South Korea, interestingly, has a golden visa option. There's a residency option through investment in South Korea. Again, I'm not going to go through that entire program. I've already covered this extensively on my channel. If you have missed my coverage on the South Korean golden visa option, you can return and take a look at this video. It outlines the process, the investment amounts, etc. But let's say once you have the right residency in South Korea, now through marriage, this is expedited, right? A lot of people are interested in South Korean women. So let's say you are married to a South Korean, and you're talking about a citizenship eligibility by residency of just 1 year, provided you're in the marriage for 3 years or more. But let's say your spouse is not South Korean and you're going through the investor route, then you're looking at a 5-year residency in South Korea. And once you complete that, you can apply for your South Korean citizenship. Now, South Korean citizenship requires you to renounce your previous citizenships within a set time frame. It's a 6 months to 1 year. But there is a clause, there's an interesting clause, and here's where the hack fits in. Now, if your second citizenship is very hard to renounce, then if you prove that point to the South Koreans that you have a citizenship which is hard to renounce, and this is not impossible, right? Making it clear it's difficult to renounce your previous citizenship. Now, then they could allow you to keep the South Korean citizenship. So now you technically have a citizenship which you cannot renounce. You obviously want the South Korean citizenship because you have applied for it, you have invested in it, and because it's difficult to get away from that Argentinian citizenship, now you have an interesting situation where you could keep both. Now, again, this is not immigration advice. Let's say you're in this rare situation, our attorneys can clarify everything for you. And in the meanwhile, if you're looking for any other residency or any other citizenship, click the link in the description, book a call with us. We can discuss what fits your needs and we can get you started immediately. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, take a moment and turn on the bell notification and subscribe. It will help you keep updated on all the latest changes and developments, including interesting hacks, tricks, techniques, tips. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, make sure you sub, and catch you in this next one.